Well, last week, several earthquakes struck off Oregon's coast. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, there was no damage, no tsunamis, but it left some people uneasy, wondering if and when the big one will arrive.
Joining us live to help make sense of all the earthquakes and what's happening with them is Harold Tobin. He's director for the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me this morning.
Well, how many quakes have we seen off the Oregon coast over the past few weeks, and what does that mean?
Yeah, last week it's been a remarkable swarm, as we call them, or cluster of earthquakes. There were as many as 33 larger than magnitude 4.5 just in the span of a few days, and more than 100 were recorded by our seismic networks. All of it is happening on something called the Blanco Transform Fault, well offshore. And the good news I can bring you is that that fault is not directly connected to the Cascadia Subduction Zone. And to the best of our understanding of how these systems transfer stress and work, we don't think it changes the chances of a big one on our offshore fault that we do worry about.
Well, that's some good news there. There's no chain reaction that we need to be bracing ourselves for at this moment. Now, these are all being monitored, as you mentioned, by Northwest Seismic Network. So tell us about the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network and what you monitor.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network is actually a collaboration of the University of Washington, University of Oregon, and the U.S. Geological Survey. We operate all the seismic stations in our region across Washington and Oregon. That's more than 500 seismometers that are recording 24/7 all the time so that we have real-time data about all of those earthquakes. And that's how we locate them and identify them. And when you hear about an earthquake of a certain magnitude occurred, that's us recording it. We also operate the new, as of this past year, Shake Alert earthquake early warning system, which uses the same data, but now with real-time algorithms running on computers, can tell us when an earthquake has begun and is how these possible alerts come out, via the cell phone network and other alerting mechanisms.
Yeah, you mentioned the Cascadia Subduction Zone, and how concerned should we be about that? We keep hearing that the big one is coming, and if it does come, it's going to be from the Cascadia Subduction Zone. So what can you update us about that situation?
Yeah, the earthquake fault that lies off our shore is a very real thing, and there's no doubt that there is a hazard from earthquakes there. People like to say it's overdue, and I wouldn't say that, in the sense that we know that earthquakes occur based on the geological record at a time span of sort of on average every 500 years, 300 years for the southernmost part in southern Oregon and northern California. It's been 300 years since the past one that we know the most about. So what that means is that there is potentially a probability of, let's say, about 15 to 25% of a large earthquake offshore sometime in the next 50 years. So, you could decide what you think about those odds. My message about that is this doesn't make it more imminent or less with these events that we've seen offshore. It's something we always need to understand and be aware of and be prepared for in the long run. The earthquake could come in a shorter time frame or many decades from now. And there's really no seismological way we know the distinction between those two things right now. So that message, may not be 100% reassuring, but in a sense, it just means that prepare, not despair is the right response to think about these offshore earthquakes and the tsunamis that potentially accompany them.
Yeah, any day now, geologically speaking, could be a very long time. So it's
that's
something,
the thing. Yes.
Yeah, it's something to always kind of have in the back of your mind. I mean, sometimes we see these clusters of smaller earthquakes. Would we expect to see anything like that on the Cascadia Subduction Zone? Some kind of maybe warning before a major earthquake?
Yeah, that's the question that's on the mind of all the researchers, is trying to understand whether there is some sort of signal we might see before a major earthquake occurs. And there's equivocal evidence from other parts of the world that we might see something, but we don't really know because Cascadia hasn't shown us a big earthquake during the time that we've had, instruments in place. It's possible, if we saw a cluster like the one we've seen on the Blanco Transform Fault, but we recognize that the locations were on the Cascadia Subduction Fault, then our groups would be informing the public and letting them know that some event that looks different than what we'd seen before is occurring. That would make me, sort of sit up a little straighter in my chair and think about what it might mean for us. But that's a little bit distinct event from what we've seen in the past week.
Yeah, very interesting. How can we find out briefly more information about all of this?
Yeah, one way to do that is to, if people are really interested in it, go to the website of the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. It's pnsn.org. And we always show information about earthquakes up to the minute in our region. You can always see what's going on there. There are always many very small earthquakes that nobody's felt that are showing up. The USGS earthquake page as well has a lot more information there. So those are all good sources of information. And importantly, maybe sources that aren't coming from, alarmists or people with earthquake predictions that are not really based in science.
Yeah, good to know. Well, Harold Tobin, director of the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's been a pleasure, from New Orleans in this case, because I'm at a scientific conference.
Oh, well, you are feeling a little warmer than we are, that's for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it.